My foot was a balloon.
This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA holes, MMA holes, MMA holes, MMA holes, MMA holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA holes, MMA holes, MMA holes, MMA holes, MMA holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC 247 recap. Was there a fix? UFC Fight Week, Bare Knuckle Fight Week. Let's go, friends, with the MMA Holes. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, we're here. We're live on a controversial Monday, I guess you can say. After UFC 247, Jon Jones and Mr. Reyes go at it. A lot of people are up in arms about the results of that fight. You had an interesting fight card. The co-main events, we'll get into that as well, with Shevchenko versus Chookagian. A little outmatched, and some other things on that card that we'll discuss. Bare Knuckle Fight Week as well, UFC Fight Week. But tonight we're going to concentrate on one thing. And Jesse was very passionate about this one thing. So I'm going to ask you, how are you tonight first?
Tonight I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
I've had a
wonderful.
lot of time to think about everything that happened over the weekend. I've had a lot of time to think about my personal reaction compared to the reactions of others. And tonight I think I'm a little more focused and clear-minded and able to talk about it without calling everybody retards.
Okay, so you're not going to be throwing a retard around.
No.
Okay. All right, fine. Good.
Wonderful.
So tonight can get heated. We don't know. With 5 minutes left in the show, we do have the Save the Show as well. Hopefully we can open up the phone lines. And I think tonight should be a very long night because there is so much to talk about. But the elephant in the room is the main event. Jon Jones in his thumbnail running off with a bag of money. Dominick Reyes not so happy, and Dana White with a little smirk on his face. Now, I did say during the stream that it's going to come down to how does he handle this, okay, at the post-fight press conference. And I studied, and he handled it like a boss. He handled it like a true promoter. He seemed to have leaned towards the Dominick Reyes side, but he played it in such a way where he protected his cash cow, Jon Jones.
I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But you're on the Fight Buddy scene.
Oh, why am I on the Fight Buddy scene? That's not supposed to be there. There it is. Okay, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I could have that. No reason to be in the Fight Buddy scene. So Dana White did a special thing. You know, there's a reason why he gets paid the big bucks. You know, he did say that he was leaning towards Reyes, but Jon Jones, you got to beat the champ, yada yada yada. He fought in a way, and I'm just paraphrasing right here, but he made me believe that I need to watch this fight again. Right? He didn't say anything. Usually, if there's a huge upset, Dana White is like, "Oh my God, these judges are horrific. That ref is horrific. Blah 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 blah." None of that. And I'm thinking to myself, is he protecting Jon? Did he think it went the other way? What's going on here? I need to see this once again.
Yes.
Okay, Jesse, now I know you have a lot to say. Go ahead. Let some stuff out right now.
No, please finish, because I'll tell you, trust me, I'll let you know about all of it later. So
Okay.
get to every point that you have on your mind, because I would hate for you to forget and for me to prove you wrong.
Okay, so what did we do today? Well, we did a lot of things.
Yeah.
And one of those things was rewatch the fight. Literally, 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
We watched that. I can't fucking talk. Rewatched the fight. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. and I can believe I'm going to say this. There have been times where I've done reactions with Jesse or by myself, whatever, and I've witnessed a fight live with friends, family, with a crazy chat room going, and I would watch the fight and emotional moments would get in, whether I was rooting for a fighter or not rooting for a fighter, just getting caught up in certain situations, and then I would watch back and get a different feeling.
Right.
The last one that I went back and I really studied was the Usman versus Covington. I really didn't change my opinion after that.
Yes.
I noticed things that I missed.
What do you mean you didn't change your opinion?
On the outcome or what?
But it wasn't really. I mean, was it really that much of as much of a controversy as Jones versus Reyes?
That was ridiculous. People were going crazy that the illegal shots. I mean, we can go on and on. They said a million things about that fight. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
How many people were crying, and people are crying about this a lot too as well. And I think people have a right to be crying because I watched the fight back and I have my notes, the trusty after fight notes. You made me work outside of the show. Fuck you. I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but Jon Jones won. I watched the fight the first time. Now, keep in mind, I picked Jon Jones.
Yeah.
I picked Jon Jones, and I picked Jon Jones by decision. So I should have been like, hidey-ho, this is great. But for some reason, when I was watching it live and doing the play-by-play, it just felt like Dominick Reyes won that fight. I was seeing it like 4-1. Like, I was just like... I was like, what the hell's going on here? This is insane. I can't believe I'm going to lose this fight. Like, I'm going to lose my pick. If I got that fight right, I would have went 5 in a row, which I did go 5 in a row. But watching it back, I don't know what the hell I was watching. I really don't. Now, I have my notes, but let's...
You do know what you were watching because you have your notes.
Well, yeah.
This tells you what you were watching.
I tell you what. Listen, to the people that were busting my chops about, the whole Jon Jones thing, maybe, I don't know, maybe you were seeing it clearer.
Busting your chops for picking Jon Jones or because you thought...
No, people are saying, you don't know what you're watching, you don't know MMA, you don't know this, you don't know that,
like
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
First of all, let me make it very clear that I'm an MMA fan. That's what this channel's about. We're all a bunch of MMA fans here. No one knows what the hell they're talking. We're just a bunch of knuckleheads hanging out. Now, we do have some pro fighters in the chat that do know what they're talking about. But when it comes to observing this sport, whether you're in a cage, you fought in a cage, or you haven't fought in a cage, we all have our opinions. Now, I went 5 for 5 on the main card, getting my picks right. I have never been in an octagon. I have never been inside a cage. Well, I have been inside a cage with a microphone, but on the other side, beating someone's face in. Never happened before. But I still got 5 out of 5. Jesse's had her nights where she ran the table, okay? We're not professionals. We're just fans observing a sport. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Right. Watching
this fight back, and I'm going to open up the donations in a second.
But you know what I think is more important than that, and I'll continue in just a second. It's not just about being a fan. Is everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's the most frustrating thing is if you have an opinion, like and they don't agree with your opinion, you get lit on fire because they're allowed to have one and you're not.
Well, no, listen, maybe that's how you think.
No, that is the exact mentality, and with MMA fans, it's got to be their opinion or no opinion at all.
Listen, that's the purpose of this show. For you to have an opinion, for us to have an opinion, for us to listen to your opinion. We may not agree. We may argue about it. We may argue here. But that's what this show is about. Everyone having an opinion. And we're going to get to your opinions as well. So watching this fight again, I'll get to my notes after I get Jesse's opinion. Now, she was very fired up. We all in the room, my parents as well, were all fired up saying, wow, that's crazy. How did Reyes not win that fight? I'll get to my other side of it, but let's talk about how Jesse feels about Saturday night and then watching it back.
Okay. I'm going to try and keep it as short and simple as possible so you don't tune me out, Moss.
We will talk about the fix, by the way. Go ahead.
I was extremely upset the night of. I thought it was a complete robbery. Of course, I picked Jones, so there was a little bit of a biased opinion there when I was watching the fight. I will freely admit that. And there was a decent portion of people who lit me on fire saying that Jon Jones won. And I didn't agree. And I went back and watched the fight. And I still don't agree. I cannot, for the life of me, understand why someone would think Jon Jones would win. Now, I will give you this. When I was watching the fight in real time, I said Dominick Reyes 4-zip leading into the 5th. That's what I said. And that's what I believed. But now going back and watching the fight, you could argue Jon Jones did have about 2 rounds on him before leading into the 5th. I could give you that. Now that I have gone back and watched it, I understand why a lot of people thought Jon Jones won that decision. I get it. I still disagree 100%. I think overall, regardless of whether Jon Jones had those 2 rounds or not, Dominick Reyes won. There was a lot more striking, a lot more aggressiveness. And if you're going to only use the fact that Jon Jones put pressure on Dominick Reyes the entire time, that he was just stepping forward the entire time, that's not enough to be significantly better in a fight, especially a championship fight. You got to show something. And Dominick Reyes showed a tremendous amount of skill that we haven't seen from former opponents of Jon Jones in the past. The only other time, if you really wanted to argue that history is repeating itself, is with Alexander Gustafsson. And that's why it frustrates me a little bit. Even if I gave you that argument of the 2 rounds, Dominick Reyes still won that fight. But I don't think you're a retard for choosing Jon Jones. I just severely disagree with you.
Okay, so the last time I had this weird change of heart was when, and this is before the show, when I watched McGregor fight Diaz Part 2. I was in my friend's backyard. I was a little looped up. And I wasn't really that drunk on Saturday, so I can't say I was drunk. I was a little looped up at this experience, and I thought that Nate Diaz won that fight. It went to the judges, and I'm like, oh, man. And I'm a Conor guy. Conor lost his fight. It just didn't seem that way. And then the next day, clear mind, no one around me. I watched it by myself, and I saw something completely different. Same thing happened with this fight. So let me just go to my notes, all right? And like I said, I picked Jon Jones by a decision. I hit the nail on the head. And it kind of sucks that this all went down because I'm like, I could have been gloating like a motherfucker. Even though I did gloat a little bit, I could have really fucking laid it on, and I didn't get that opportunity. I stole that from myself. I'm very disappointed in myself. Okay, so I'm going to go through the rounds here. All right? And this is how I saw it, and Jessie will tell how she saw it. But first of all, the judges. Let's just talk about the judges real quick, and we have a bunch of stories on this. We also have stories that's pretty interesting how the UFC, they handpicked the judges, correct?
We'll get to that.
Yeah, now this is interesting.
That's not something you should delve into yet, Moss.
No, I'm just giving you a little tease.
Yeah, I would just go into your analysis because that's like a 20-minute talk right there.
Okay, we're going to get into that, and it makes things interesting to the people that believe that Dominick Reyes won. As much as I want to say that this was a fixed fight or a terrible judging experience, being in this position and watching it back, and I like lighting the judges on fire. I like lighting the refs on fire every once in a while. I can't do it. Before I watched it back, I looked at the scorecards. Okay, I looked at. Can I say the scores?
I hate that you can't light one of those judges on fire. That's shocking.
I'll explain why. All right, so you have this Chris Lee guy who went 48-47 in favor of Jon Jones. You had Marcos Rosales, who went 48-47. Okay, but it was interesting the round that they chose for Dominick and for Jon Jones. We'll get into that later. And then you had this Joe Solis, who
that's the one you should be lighting on fire.
Who was 4-1 in favor of Jon Jones, and he was a 49-46, right? And I put a little question mark next to Joe Solis and Marcos Rosales. Okay. The 2 Latinos. I wound up watching the fight, and I'm like, I think I'm with the Latinos. All right, so round 1, okay? I'm going to make it very simple here. Round 1 was the only round to me that Dominick Reyes clearly won, okay? The first round, and let's just make this very clear. Dominick Reyes looked fantastic. He really did. He looked very good. And to go the distance with Jon Jones, I think he was on a level higher than anyone else that pushed Jon Jones to the limit. So Dominick Reyes, first round, definitely got it. He dropped Jones, the body shots. Jon Jones, when he went down, apparently they called it a slip. He got dropped in that round. So, but still, I'm going to go with Reyes in the first round. The second round, okay? This one was interesting because watching it back, it was close. It was surprisingly close, but I still went with Dominick Reyes, even with it being close.
It wasn't even close that round.
Okay. Jones did run a little bit. Like, people say run. I don't like to say run. When you run, you got to legit just fucking sprint around that thing. We've seen fighters. We've seen Conor do it. Counters a run, but to reset and then go again, and that's what Jones did. He ran out of trouble, reset, and then pushed the pace. It's not like he was just fucking running around the cage. You know, that's a little weird. Dominick Reyes did the same thing. Scooted his ass out of trouble, you know, trotted around, reset, kept your fighter off, your opponent off balance. You can't kill a guy for that, okay? It was way closer. Let's see. In this round, the pressure could have been the difference for Jon Jones. Like, I could see how this crazy judge and Joe Solis, or Solis, whatever his name is, could have said that Jon Jones won this because Jon Jones was pushing the pace in the second round. He was. Even with him doing that, I still go Dominick Reyes.
It's
even with that.
It's shocking to me. To you, okay, let me ask you a question. Is pushing the pace to you just pressure? Just putting pressure on him?
No,
because
pushing the
case,
pace is aggression.
Pushing the pace.
Aggression. That's what it is to me. It's the control, octagon control. That is pushing the pace to me. Like, if you're just going forward and just getting pieced up, I would.
Christopher Moss.
Yeah.
In no way was Jon Jones. Now, I listen, when we get to the later rounds, I'll give you the argument. But in no way was Jon Jones the more aggressive in round 2. In no way at all. Dominick Reyes not only had more significant strikes.
Who was moving forward more in that second round?
So because he was taking 2 or 3 steps towards Dominick Reyes, that gives him the advantage in being more aggressive?
Was he not landing?
He landed what like 10% of the strikes Dominick Reyes was throwing?
Who did I pick in that round? I picked Dominick Reyes.
But you said Jon Jones was more aggressive. He
was the one moving forward. He was pushing the pace of the fight. Dominick Reyes was landing, and he did enough for me to win that round.
I disagree, man.
And here's the thing. If I can't argue too much with that round because I'm saying it's close, I could see both sides. Okay? I could see both sides. But I still gave it. I still gave it to Dominick Reyes.
I
Argue the other rounds that I gave it to Jon Jones. I am 2-zip Dominick Reyes.
Okay.
I
still disagree that he was
2-zip Dominick Reyes. Now we got 3 more rounds. What does Jon Jones have to do? Well, he's got to run the table. That's the only thing he can do here. So in the third round, the stuffed takedowns of Dominick Reyes. Pretty impressive. That means something. The fact that Jon Jones cannot take him down to the ground means something there. Okay, I'm saying to myself, you know, Dominick Reyes might get this round. I don't know. Reyes hits Jones with an uppercut, right? This uppercut, he fucking cracks Jones. If he was just like a fucking cunt hair over and just gets him right on that chin. Instead of getting him on the chin, he just got him a little bit off to the cheek. You can see his face wobble around. If he cracks Jon Jones on that chin, it is night for Jon Jones. But Jon Jones just, you know, gets away from that and survives that. Jon Jones' chin was iron the whole time, but I feel if that uppercut hit in the right spot, that thing would have been over. Other than that from Dominick Reyes, it was Jon Jones. Round number 3 was Jon Jones because now we start to see Dominick Reyes' mouth, loosen up. Get a little bit more tired. You could tell he's a little more sluggish. He had his moments.
In round 3?
In round 3. But Jon Jones won that round. And it was clear to me. And I was like, okay. Jon Jones got round 3. We go into round 4.
Now, round 3 is where I could give you the argument. I still think Dominick Reyes won. But I going back and watching it for a second time, I understand why you think Jon Jones won round 3. Because now you could argue Jon Jones was more aggressive. In the third round, over the second round, Jon Jones was not just taking a few steps forwards and only doing a percentage of the strikes that Dominick Reyes was throwing. This time, Jon Jones was really showing that he was the boss there. Now, do I think he won that round? No, I don't. But I can understand your argument for why he won that round.
Okay, so a lot of people said that 4 and 5 were clear Jon Jones rounds. Those are the rounds that Jon Jones clearly got. And I saw moments in those last 2 rounds where Dominick Reyes looked really damn good, but I felt his cardio was the problem in this. The beginning of the 4th round was when Dominick Reyes comes in and he just puts Jon Jones against the fence, and it looked fucking scary.
Yeah.
It looked like Dominick Reyes was about to fucking take him out. Jon Jones scoots out of the situation, and that was it. That was the highlight of the round for Reyes. It was all Jon Jones from there. Moving forward, pressure, aggression, coming in at all different angles, landing. And let's talk about this. The blocks. The blocks by Jon Jones. A lot of these punches that came in were blocks.
Dominick Reyes did the same thing.
He blocked as well, yeah. He did. He did block as well. But the problem here is everyone is seeing the couple of dynamite shots that Dominick Reyes had, but John Jones was so aggressive compared to Dominick Reyes. And Dominick Reyes wasn't being a counter striker. He was being aggressive as well, but he was getting backed up constantly throughout this fight. The champ was backing up Dominick Reyes. I couldn't even believe what I was watching the second time around.
The champ was backing up himself
When did he back up
Dominick
in this
Reyes
fight?
was coming after him.
There
were numerous occasions that Dominick Reyes would drop a barrage of shots on John Jones, and everyone's like, oh, he was running, he was doing this. He got fucking cornered at one point. Like
the fourth round, the beginning of the fourth round, Dominick Reyes aggressively started it, and then that was it. So you took in 20 seconds?
And then for you to say that, for anyone to say that Dominick Reyes was running during that fight, he wasn't. He was keeping the distance. He was playing that fight smart. If he gets in the range of John Jones, there's two things that can happen. One, he gets knocked out. Two, John Jones goes for the takedown and gets a fucking submission. Like, Dominick Reyes played this extremely smart. He was not running. He played the distance.
I never said he ran. I never said that.
Man,
I never said
you're implying that Dominick Reyes ran and John Jones did not run.
No, I've never said that. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
I said implied. I did not say said.
Well, I'm just clearing it up. I never said that. You can imply whatever you want, but I never said that. John Jones was pushing the pace. Dominick Reyes wasn't running. There were times where he trotted to the side and reset or try to keep John off balance, but it was always Dominick. And Dominick did a great job. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to kill Dominick Reyes. He looked great. In fact, the first time I thought he won, but watching it back, really paying attention. And here's the thing. To the people that think Dominick Reyes won, did you watch it a second time?
Yes, I did. And I still think Dominick Reyes won. Even if I... listen, like I said, listen to me. The first.
Did you take notes? Did you really sit there and study that shit?
Do I need to take notes to have an opinion, Moss?
I felt you were biased the second time around.
The first time I watched the fight, I said 4-zip going into the fifth. That's what I said. And now watching it a second time, I even corrected myself and said, okay, I could give John Jones 2 rounds. I 100%, absolutely, positively cannot give him 3 rounds.
Man, they say the tie goes to the champ, right? That's what they say. And in a lot of situations, people argue and say the tie doesn't go to champ. In this case, there was no tie. John Jones won.
Dominick Reyes
he legit fucking won. We go into the fifth round. Now we go into the fifth round, and John Jones clearly won the fifth. I mean, he dug in deep. He was showing why he is the champ, and he won that fifth round like a lot of people thought he would win that fifth round. John Jones did something that was very interesting. He was pushed. Dominick Reyes cracked him with everything he had. Dominick Reyes came from all different angles, kept John off balance. But what did John constantly do? He stuck his chin down and fucking kept on going. He kept on going forward, and he was extremely aggressive. It wasn't like he was coming forward and just eating shots over and over again. He was countering, he was sticking, he was ducking and blocking the punches, the kicks. He got hit with a couple of bad body shots. That didn't even slow him down. I got to say this. I know Jesse's going to disagree, but even that crazy judge that had a 49-46, after watching it back, maybe I'm crazy too, because I could see how he even picked the second round.
No!
I could see it.
No! You did not just say that!
Listen, this is, and I'm telling you this right now, this is me swallowing my pride, okay? Because if you watch the reaction back, I clearly thought that Dominick Reyes won and there was a robbery. I clearly thought that. Watch it back with clear eyes.
But you still think 49-46 was an acceptable score?
No, I said I could see how that score is.
How do you see that?
Because that second round was hella close.
49-46.
Jesse, I'm talking about the second round. That's the deciding round, right?
49-46 is where you
Do you know what 49-46 means?
Yes, Moss. And are you telling me that these other rounds, this 48-47, 48-47 from these other two judges, wouldn't have been a more fair scoring for this third judge than 49-46?
After the first round, Reyes clearly got the first. John Jones clearly got the fifth, okay? You look at 2, 3, and 4. You can make an argument in 2, 3, and 4 that either fighter, and let me ask you this question, and be honest with me. 2, 3, and 4, could you not see that it could go either way in those rounds?
Negative.
Oh, my goodness.
Negative.
Oh, my goodness.
Second round, Reyes won.
Ladies and gentlemen.
100% Reyes won.
That's why I love this sport, because sometimes you watch it, and then you watch it back, and then you see the truth. I saw the truth.
I saw the truth.
I saw the truth.
And I still believe, listen, I understand why you think John Jones may have won 2 of those rounds. I said 4-zip going into the fifth. I'll say it again. I said 4-zip Reyes going into the fifth when I first watched the fight. Watching the fight for a second time, I can understand why people would think 3-1 going into the fifth. In no way In no possible way do I see someone envisioning a split going into the 5th. That did not happen.
Keep in mind, Jesse's everything was on this pick. I feel in this case you were very biased. I really feel you were.
Right. Maybe
I do
biased.
feel that you might be a little blinded in this situation.
Maybe I'm biased.
That's what I'm going to go with, because honestly, watching it back, I wanted to say, hey, I was right. I was wrong. Was I right about my pick? Yes, so that felt better. But yeah, I mean, I don't like doing a reaction and then saying, oh shit, when the next day I'm like, man, I got that result wrong. Like, I saw it completely different the second day. I did. So it is what it is. Let's open up the donations real quick. I see them coming in, and thank you for those. Let's play them.
Super chat.
King K.
Jones 2,3,4,5 goats don't lose and still.
Oh, King
That is
K's
the most
with
ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Joe Solis. So you don't agree, Jesse, right?
I do not agree.
Okay. Thank you, King K, for the donation. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
And we're going to play the rest of the donations. We're going to get to the chat, too, as well. As thank you for everyone for joining us. This is a weird night. You know, like, I like going back and watching and seeing if I missed something. I clearly did. I missed a lot. One thing I can say is it's a damn good fight. Brett Baratheon.
Dana even threw his kids into this decision.
He threw his kids into the decision, too? Dana thought the night of that Dominick Reyes won, right? I mean, he didn't make a big fuss about it.
I think he was kind of playing it safe a little bit. But I think there was a part of him that thought Dominick Reyes won. And this is where it gets weird. Because if you want to get into it, the Texas Commission, everyone was lighting the commission on fire for choosing the judges they chose.
All right, let's get to that after the donations then. 'Cause that's probably a story that we should lead into. King K.
Doing better than usual against John doesn't equals a win.
Doing better than usual against John doesn't equal...
What is usual against John? John has had multiple different opponents. You can't say doing better than usual. Dominick Reyes has never fought John Jones before.
No,
so
he's,
there is no
he's
usual.
agreeing with you.
No. Are you kidding me?
He's agreeing with you.
Doing better than usual against John equals a win?
Doesn't
He
doesn't equal a win. He
doesn't equal a win. Moss, King K just got done saying how John Jones won
I know,
the
but he
fight.
just contradicted himself.
No, he
That's
didn't.
right.
Sleep.
All right,
Now
who
you
cares?
need to back up, or you can go to sleep too.
Jesus Christ. Vlad.
Your niggas seen the photos taken of the judges not even watching the fight? There's
did see
also
that.
audio of Joe Rogan complaining about the judges looking away from the fights. As a brother in the faith, I'm happy for John, but I'll have to rewatch the fight.
Yeah, Vlad, rewatch it and please let me know what you think. I did hear the audio, and listen, we've done many events, cage side. We've seen judges. We've said it on air. They're not even watching right now. I understand they're human beings, but if you're at the UFC event and your job is to observe the fight and give the outcome of the fight, determine the outcome of the fight, you need to have your eyeballs on the cage. It's crazy. It really is crazy.
Super chat.
Here comes Clocks.
GSP/Hendricks robbery. GGG versus Canelo 2 and Jones Reyes were just two excellent close fights. I don't get how Jess doesn't think rounds 2 were so close.
It was very close. I agree, but she doesn't. She doesn't see it, right?
Listen, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and my opinion is round 2 was not close. I would give that to Dominick Reyes.
That's why you have two hosts here. You have two different opinions. Like I said, I would like to stick with my guns and take the L on the chin, and last night say, hey, you know, I got the pick wrong. What an amazing fight. But I think Philly's an upset.
Man, you need to back up, or you can go to sleep too.
We need to get KFC's opinion. He's always right and probably predicted this fight.
You think that's what it is? I see some people in the chat saying 4 out of the 5 fights retarded. That's the quote from the chat. I tell you what, man. I guess I'm slow because I got 3-2 John Jones. That's what I say. Watching it back, I could see how the second round could go even in Bones' favor. I guess I have Down syndrome. I don't know, but I can't believe I'm siding with a judge. I can't even. It fucking drives me nuts. I called up my parents afterwards and I was screaming like, I can't believe I saw it this way.
Super chat.
Super chat. RC.
Reyes 100 more strikes and only landed 12 more.
100 more strikes and only landed 12 more. What does that mean? What does that mean? How could you land 100 more strikes and then landed only 12 more? Are you talking about like significant or something in there? Did you miss something? But Jess, can you help me out with this?
Negative.
I don't. Thank you, RC. Appreciate it.
100 more attempts.
More attempts?
Maybe.
And 12 more? Is that what he's trying to say? That would make sense.
You're going to go to sleep. And then you need to back up or you can go to sleep too.
They said the takedowns was the difference. Then why were they not a big deal in the Derrick Lewis fight?
Yeah, exactly.
Because Derrick Lewis got beat and they gave it to him.
I'm telling you
Bad
right.
night for judges.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Who said the takedowns were the difference?
Well, no. John Jones said no.
Bones said it, right?
He said something about the takedowns, but I don't think he meant the takedowns were the difference. Someone else said it too. And that's a good point because Ilir Latifi took Derrick Lewis down far more times and had way more control time than John Jones did over. Dominick Reyes stuffed a lot of those takedowns and even had the defense of standing up during those takedowns. So, like, there was no control time. So, if the judges were really going to use that argument, then
Okay.
it does make...
The judges
Latifi should theoretically have won that fight.
The judges didn't use that argument. John Jones used that argument. And then, and this is him at the press conference saying those takedowns and he put a hook in. And then afterwards, he kind of backed up. He's like, well, I have to rewatch the fight because, you know, it's a little early for him to say anything because, you know, it's right after the fight. So I think in John Jones's head, he knows that shit was close. It was close. If it still went to Reyes, here's the thing I'm trying to say too. If they did say Reyes got the fight, if he won and took the belt, even watch it a second time, I believe John won, but I would have been cool with that too. I could see both sides. That's why you can't really light me on fire right now. I just see it a little clearer now watching it back. She is just hell-bent on saying one way, and a lot of people are like that, saying, no, Reyes should have won.
You're wrong.
It's close, man.
This is where you're wrong. I'm not hell-bent on saying it's one way because I was open to the idea that John Jones did, in fact, win by decision. Otherwise, my opinion on who won which rounds would not have changed since Saturday night, but they did. So for you to say that I'm hell-bent on going one way is completely inaccurate.
You also said that the judges said the takedowns were the difference. They never said that.
Okay, so I was wrong about who said it. Somebody said the takedowns were the difference, and I'm telling you why they're not the difference. This has nothing to do with who said it. This has everything to do with why they're not the difference. So if I'm wrong about who said it, that makes no difference at all.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You're focusing on one small point.
If you're just jumping in, I watched it back the first time.
We both watched it
on
back.
Saturday. Well, I studied that shit.
Yeah?
And the first time.
Because you took notes?
Okay. The first time I watched it, I clearly thought that Reyes won that fight. I thought there was a robbery. The second time, it went the other way for me. It went the other way, and I'm shocked. I am absolutely shocked. I am not going to blast the judges, but we do have a story about the judges, which may help some decisions or make people more curious as to what is going on with the UFC. A donation's coming in right now, and let's play it as I see it creeping up. Mr. Presence.
Yeah, username. Maybe if I take notes next time, for some reason, my opinion would be more valid.
Yeah, it helps. Presence.
1 to 4. Come on, that judge should be fired.
1 to 4. How many times did you watch that fight? I would like to know how many times you watched it.
Moss,
we'll give it another go.
With that. I watched it again, and I even agree with that. I watched it the same amount of times you did. Your opinion's not always right. Everybody has that's why it's called an opinion.
It's not always white. It's always right.
I didn't say white, so thank you. That's why everybody has an opinion, Moss.
I tell you what, like I said, right. I think you're clouded. I think you were so wanting this pick.
You're entitled to your opinion, so I'm not going to tell you you're wrong.
I don't think you're very open.
You don't think I'm very open yet. I still changed my opinion on who won certain rounds the second time I watched it. Really? You don't think I'm open? Because I still think Dominick Reyes won the fight, and I don't agree with you. All of a sudden, you don't think I'm open.
I'm telling you right now.
That makes so much sense.
I need everyone to do...
That's a mature argument, Moss.
I need everyone to do... I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I need everyone to do their homework.
Of course you don't.
That doesn't think... That only watched it once. I need you to watch it again. And be honest with yourself and tell me who won that fight.
Reyes 1 -2. Jones 4 to 5. Round 3 debatable. Bottom line, you can't win a title backpedaling and being outstuck the last 2 rounds.
It's a good point. I mean, here's the thing. When was Dominick Reyes consistently putting the pressure on? When did that happen? What, can you explain? What round did that happen? The first?
The pressure was there throughout the entire round. The only thing that you're considering pressure is the fact that John Jones took a few steps forward every 2 seconds.
Oh my God.
That's pressure. Keeping him on the outside, all because Dominick Reyes played the distance. All of a sudden, John Jones is putting more pressure on him. Are you fucking kidding me?
Now,
Dominick Reyes striked more. Dominick Reyes landed more kicks. Like, it's shocking to me that you're like, oh, John Jones put on more pressure. No, he didn't. He just kept stepping forward.
3, 4, 5, we were watching Dominick Reyes just nosedive. Just nosedive. It was crazy.
John got knocked down once. He ran from Dom and had no answer. Dom was never hurt. John Jones was one flurry away from being knocked out.
His nose is broken.
Leg kicks are not enough.
His nose wasn't
John
broken, and John
handled.
Jones' nose is bleeding too.
You didn't listen to the interview. John Jones, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Reyes was on Ariel, and he says it quite possibly could be broken. Dominick
Quite
Reyes.
possibly does
Did you
not
see
mean
Dominick
it
Reyes'
is.
face compared to John Jones' face after that fight?
John Jones was bleeding too during that fight. In fact,
I was
there
coming
was
from a
one
man-
point when John Jones tried to pressure Dominick Reyes in the clinch, and John Jones' nose was bleeding all over the fucking mat.
Oh my God. My goodness.
Super chat.
I wish I was wrong in this situation.
You
Reyes
are.
got cocked by the judges. Nuff said.
He got cocked. All right, well, we agree to disagree, but Jesse agrees with you, Cole Cooney. All right, look at the donations coming in. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate it. And we're going to get to the stories in a second. But, I mean, I don't know what you want me to fucking say. I honestly, why would I lie to you? Why would I waste my time and watch it back and be like, oh, fuck, I was wrong the first time? Because I'm being truthful. She is lying. That's the difference between these two hosts over
Man,
here.
you better back up. You're going to go to sleep.
I'm a
Man, you need to
truthful
back
human
up,
being.
You can go to sleep too.
Kainoto!
Just like a boxer can steal around the last 10 seconds, Jones stole the fight by leaving an impression by doing a little more in rounds 4 and 5. This is Reyes' fault. He should not have taken the rounds off.
And that is a problem. You know, like it shouldn't be won in the championship rounds, right? The fight shouldn't be won there. If you win the first 3 rounds, you should win that fight. Correct? I think we agree on that, right? Jess?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. So if that's the case, then it comes down to me. It comes down to that 3rd round. That's what it comes down to. And watching it back, I was like, shit, I think John won that one.
Don't argue with our Queen Mose.
Well, listen, if we did agree on everything, then this would not be fun. But we disagree on this. And you know what? Jesse's with the majority. The MMA holes have voted, and 63% say that Reyes won that fight. So there you go, Jess. You could hang your hat on that. But I'm telling you, I just jumped on the 37 side. I jumped on the 37 side, and I can't even believe it.
I'm so proud of you. I hope you're happy.
Well, I'm not happy. I'm just
Boom,
I'm
roasted.
woke.
Boom, roasted. You suck. Boom, roasted.
Just called me Mystic Woke.
I would like to see open judging scores. In my opinion, it would enhance the fighters and encourage action. But who am I but a fan who thinks Jones/Reyes should run it back if Yoel beats Izzy?
That would be fun, but I'm telling you right now, they're never going to run it back. I don't think. I mean, if they do, it's going to be years down the road where the stars line up or some shit like that. I don't think it will. Open scoring. Do you have a story on that or no?
Open scoring?
Yeah. So basically, when the judges put the scores in, everyone knows what the scores are going into the next round.
Man,
don't
you better
have an
back
article
up.
on
You're going to go to
that. Okay.
sleep. Man, you need to back up, or you can go to sleep too.
This wasn't a hard fight to score. I'll listen to fighters' opinions, and they said the judging was horse shit all night. Reyes won the first 3 rounds with effective striking. Effective striking is worth more than octagon control. Jones and Lewis got gifts.
Okay. If that is your opinion, so be it. And I would like to know how many times you watched the fight. Because honestly, the first time watching, I agree. The second time watching, I severely disagree. It is what it is. Maybe I got to watch it a 3rd time, but I paid a hell of a lot more attention that 2nd time. And we were calling the fight. So when we call the fights, let me just make this clear. And I tell you what, we do a way better job than the professionals. And I'll tell you why in a second.
So what I was saying, Reyes Swift 143 strikes, his efficiency was crap. John controlled the center and had only landed 12 more strikes.
Okay, so there you go. So yeah, he was more efficient with his punching. You're saying, yeah, and it throws Kevin from Chicago's donation right out the window. Thank you. So I was listening back and I was watching back in the 2nd time, and we heard Rogan and Dominick Reyes, and man, you can tell who they're for. You know, like they're supposed to be clearly unbiased. They're the professionals. Here, we're biased. We don't even we find ourselves rooting in a situation. Sometimes we get caught up in the moment. It is what it is. But listening back, watching back, I just was trying to tune out Joe Rogan so I could just fucking watch this fight and make a decision for myself. I did notice that the crowd, something that we don't hear when we're live, that crowd was booming Jon Jones. And that's the thing. If there's a close round, you got a championship in the cage, and the crowd is just fucking roaring Jon Jones' name, chances are those judges are going to be like, that was a close round. Crowd's really hyped up right now. I'm going to give it to the champ. Is it right? No. But if they find it close, they might swing in that direction. And what did I hear watching that fight back? And I think we could agree on this. We heard the Jon Jones chants, correct?
Yes.
They were loud. Very, very loud. I wish I could watch these fights with just the crowd cheering and Joe Rogan and Anna, you could mute the announcers. I wish we could just do that. That would be fantastic for our fight reaction if we could just hear the crowd and hear what they're chanting and saying. So that's that. Now I do, because we have limited time over here, Jesse. Before we get into this, let's just talk about our sponsors real quick and get into the fixed part of the show since we have so many people watching.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Let's do some sponsor action, Jesse. What do you say?
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDIAZ offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 100% bonus match as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDIAZ if you want to add some exciting fights or any of the sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDIAZ with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get a limited time 100% bonus offer as well as $25 to make them, as a welcome bonus to make some extra cash on sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDIAZ.
All right, I know people think it was an upset, but I hope you won some cash, and we're wonderful, wonderful on Saturday.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Do you put your body to the test day in and day out? Do your muscles feel so stressed and fatigued that it hurts just to get out of bed in the morning? Whether you're a rigorous athlete or a hard worker, you want to buy a massage gun that provides the best therapy in the market. Theragun provides an all-in-one massage and recovery tool. Theragun helps you release muscle tension, soreness, and recover faster. Use the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole to start using a deep muscle massage treatment unlike anything you've ever felt. Again, head over to Theragun.com/holes and get a $40 saving with 2 free attachments to start feeling better, moving better, and recovering faster with tension and soreness relief.
I just used this before the show, and I feel wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Do you own a business, event, or organization and are looking for the most efficient tools for marketing and advertising? Sticker Mule offers easy online ordering with a 4-day turnaround and free online proofs with free shipping. Use the link to Sticker Mule in the description below and get incredible promotional materials such as durable and waterproof vinyl stickers, coasters, magnets, customized tape, labels, bumper stickers, and more. Free shipping, free online proofs, fast production, satisfaction guaranteed. We use Sticker Mule for all of our marketing needs, and we've never been happier with the products we receive. Once again, visit Sticker Mule. The link in the description today.
Hell yeah, Sticker Mule is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Now, before we get into our next sponsor, we have a Lux Bidet behind us. The winner of Goat Milk is King Carnage. So, King Carnage, you have until the end of this week, Friday. You got to let us know what your address is, your information, through the MMAHoles.com. Contact us.
You have to show us a screenshot of you logged into King Carnage.
Yes. You gotta let us know so we can send you your prize. If not, we roll it over to the next pay-per-view. So, King Carnage, get your bidet before it goes away. All right. Next, and speaking of bidets, here it is, Lux Bidet.
Say goodbye to toilet paper with affordable premium bidet attachments by Lux Bidet. Upgrade your bathroom with Lux Bidet's beautifully designed bidet attachments featuring chrome-plated water pressure and a temperature control lever for a more elegant look. Lux Bidet attachments features user-friendly control knobs that are simple to operate. Simply connect your Neo bidet directly to your toilet or sink water supply to deliver your preferred level of water enjoyment. Use the link in the description to Lux Bidet and check out using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for 10% off your entire purchase. When your bidet arrives at your door, you can register your product on the Lux Bidet website to extend the product warranty from 18 months to 2 years, and then you can register your bidet ID as a $5 coupon code towards your next purchase. Once again, use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, at checkout with the Lux Bidet link in the description for a cleaner, healthier, happier butthole. Happy bideting.
Happy bideting, friends. Happy bideting to each and every one of you.
Back up or you're going to go to sleep. Man, you need to back up or you can go to sleep too.
Don't get me wrong though, I feel 100% that Reyes won that fight. Jesse jokingly said that Dana was probably running to the judges ordering a fix. I just can't see how Solis had it 4-1, his mind was made up before fight started. Moss, I posted your notes.
There we go. All right, listen, if you don't like that 401, that's fine. Because like I said before, I can see the argument for both sides. But watching it back, I said to myself, I'm like, did Jones or Reyes just win that round? I literally stood. You could. I was like, it was round 2. And I was like, who the hell won that round? And I had to really think about it. I'm like, I think Reyes won. I was on the fence. I said Reyes, but I could see.
Liar Mike Tickle my pickle winkle John no respect.
Thank you, Jonathan. Another thing too, that second round. Say if you're on the fence, you're Mr. Joe Solis, and you're like Reyes or Jones in that second round. I'm not quite sure. I'm right there. I don't know. And all you hear is the John Jones chants behind you. They're human beings. Now, let's talk about these human beings, Jesse. Since this is the fix that a lot of people are talking about, give me this story. Is this the one over here, Jess? The story on the fix? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's a supposed fix.
Okay.
According to MMA Mania, it sounds like the Texas Commission is trying to blame the UFC for the Jones versus Reyes scoring fiasco. The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation had a lot to answer for in the wake of the UFC 247 Jones vs. Reyes pay-per-view event, which took place last Saturday night, February 8, 2020, inside Toyota Center in Houston. While there were a couple of wonky scorecards, including the travesty that was Andre Ewell versus Jonathan Martinez, fans have been most vocal about Judge Joe Solis, who inexplicably scored the light heavyweight headliner 49-46 in favor of John Jones. Insane, according to UFC color commentator Joe Rogan. Telemenge, a spokesperson of the commission, told MMA Junkie comments have been made about the selection of the judges and the referees. In selecting ringside officials, TDLR takes into consideration recommendations made by the UFC. As with all events, TDLR works closely with UFC and other promoters to ensure the quality and experience of referees and judges to protect the health and safety of the fighters. Rogan also accused Solis during the live broadcast of looking at the floor instead of the fight. Having been to the Toyota Center on multiple occasions, I can assure you that outside of the occasional beer spill, there is nothing worth looking at. Mange continued saying, quote, claims have been made that a judge was not paying attention to the fight and was looking down at the floor. One of the advances that UFC has made in the past several years has been to provide small video monitors below the floor level of the octagon for each judge to more closely monitor matches. We don't know if that makes it better or worse when you consider some of the scores handed down. This certainly isn't the first time the judges have screwed up, and it by no means will be the last, which indicates the judges need to be better educated when it comes to MMA fights.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there's a story on that with judging. Now, there was a very two fights I guess you can go with that were questionable. You can go with the one over here. Hold on a second. Derrick Lewis. A lot of people are questioning why did he beat Latifi. Latifi pretty much had the control the majority of the fight. I think that this was a good. I thought this was fine, to be honest. I really did. The fight was terrible. Latifi, to me, wasn't even active when he was taking him down. Even Dan Miragliotta stood him up. I wasn't sure if that stand-up was a good idea, but apparently that's how he was going to ref this fight. If there wasn't action, he was going to put him back on their feet, make it more exciting. And that's what he did. Wasn't much action, but Derrick Lewis landed a hell of a lot more. And I feel that Derrick Lewis did win that fight. Now, there was another one on here on the prelims. And this one was very peculiar to me. And I did go back to see what the announcers did say, and it seemed like they were on the same page. The Andre Ewell was only the second fight on the card. Ewell versus Jonathan Martinez. This was insane to me. Ewell got the win, and he fought very well, but I think Martinez did a hell of a lot more to get that thing done. And Ewell gets the nod. Now, I'm not sure if he was saying during this fight is when the ref was looking down. Do you know, Jesse, what fight it was?
It was the John Jones fight.
No, it wasn't the John Jones fight.
That's what they're saying in this article.
No, they said that the ref was, the judges were looking down, but they didn't say it was.
The ref?
No, the judges. The judges were looking down, but it wasn't during we just watched the John Jones fight. It was actually, they were calling a fight, and in the middle of the fight, they said that the judges weren't even looking.
Then it's got to be the Martinez fight because it's the only other one that they had brought up.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. Don't quote us on that because we both clearly don't know what fight it was. But yeah, so listen, we've seen judges do this. We've seen judges not pay attention. We've seen, hold on, they're saying the Lee fight. Oh, okay, here we go, Andrea Lee. I was going to say Angela Lee. So it was the Andrea Lee versus Lauren Murphy fight.
Oh, can you blame them?
Why, you think it's too boring?
Can you blame them for looking down at this fight?
Well, All right. I think they got it right. I think they got the outcome right in that fight. But yeah, I can't blame them either. But it's their job, Jesse. It's their damn job. So yeah, you can't be doing that. Now, what do you think about the UFC kind of handpicking specific judges for certain events? What do you think about that, Jess?
Yeah, it's a little weird to me. So usually the commission will step up and be like, listen, there was a mistake made. Obviously the wrong judge was picked for this one, and they'll kind of go into a whole save face kind of situation. But for them to blame the UFC and say that the UFC had a hand in picking these judges is extremely weird to me, because we've never seen a commission do this before with the UFC. And I mean, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the main event, so it makes it even worse, because now we're like, okay, the UFC had a hand in picking these judges. Dana White had a hand in picking these judges. Why did he pick these judges? Because he wanted a certain person to win. And that's the only thing that goes through someone's head, whether that's the truth or not. That's the only thing that would go through anyone's head when they find out that the UFC and Dana White had a hand in picking and handpicking these judges for this particular event. It's a bit weird.
All right, so we have some business to take care of. Almost saved the show time. But before we do that, we got to beat up that ceiling. Like away, friends. 50 likes. Confetti. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. Yes, baby.
Dislikes can choke on a dick.
Oh, it feels good to get that cardio in, Jesse. You feeling good?
I'm feeling good, Moss.
You feeling wonderful, wonderful?
I'm feeling wonderful.
All right, well, I got some good news, Jesse.
What?
We got 100 likes. Do it again. All right, like away. Smash it up. Beat the ceiling on a Monday. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes.
The dislikes can choke on a dick.
Choke on that. Hog dislikes. And thank you for the likes.
Wonderful.
All right. Okay. So let's get to the chat room. I think John Jones won watching it again, and I went 5 for 5. That's very nice. It's very wonderful.
Wonderful.
Held on to that belt over there. I'm going to hold it all year long.
You retained that belt before the main event even happened.
5 for 5. Under the bright lights.
Under the bridge.
Under the bridge. Under the bright lights. I am always effective. So thank you. And I hope I made you some money. All right. So, Jesse, you say that Dominick Reyes won that fight. Chat room, what do you say? And if we open up those phone calls, oh, man, this is going to be a fucking crazy night. Okay. All right, here we go.
MDM says everything is bigger in Texas, even their bullshit. Frost says stay frosty, Sandy Man.
Wonderful.
Smokey Clap says my roommate always wonders what the hell I'm doing when I fist bump to 50 likes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Cole Cooney says best MMA channel ever. Y'all are goats. Shannon Stewart says Reyes. Brian Galvin says, do you see my message? Right now, we see your comment in the chat. Patrick D says he outstruck in 3 rounds. Should win by default. Brett Combo says Jones. Kainoto Reyes. John Won't Cry says King K. Patrick D. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that already. Mark Roberts. Jones Baby. And H. Jones won 3 rounds to 2 rounds. Jones 3, 4, 5. Pale Monkey Jones won the fight but lost his dignity. Rogelio rewatched it 5 times. Reyes won, no doubt. John Hart, I still ain't seen the fight in full. Brian, no, I mean Instagram. Probably not. NH says Jones. RC Squared Bear says, instead of risking federal imprisonment, why not throw Jones in with a slouch?
Nice. All right. So some people are saying that Jones has lost a step, or Dominick Reyes looked very good in this fight. And I think to this date, even with that first Gustafsson fight, I can't get my words out. What is up? Mondays are bad for me. Anyway, even with that, I still believe Dominick Reyes was his toughest task. And people aren't giving him enough credit. They're just saying, well, Jones is slowed down. Jones post-steroids, this is Jones. Watching him back and being under the pressure and taking some serious body shots and getting cracked by uppercuts and blocking crazy punches coming in from different angles. He got cracked a bunch of times, and he looked great. He still was very aggressive in this fight. He was still doing his spinning shit. The one thing he couldn't hold on to is getting those takedowns. He dragged him down, but Reyes did a great job getting back up or even stuffing him. Jones even tried to get the hook in. Reyes shook him off. So, I mean, that situation, I think he was just fighting a big, strong, athletic Dominick Reyes. That was the case there. Other than that, the fact that Jones did what he had to do to win that fight, I thought it was spectacular. I really did. Like, watching it back, it was just a damn good scrap between two guys. And Dominick Reyes brought it. It just wasn't enough. That's how I see it. We want to know what you think via phone call. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to start the clock. Be a hero, Jesse. Are there heroes inside that chat?
Yes,
whoa,
sir.
Shit. Where's the... Wait, what? Oh. Oh, there are heroes in that chat. There's one right now. Let's go.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Got
MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Oh, hell yeah. Drop that to save the show.
Save the fucking show. Okay, let's have it, Moss. Did you fall down the stairs since the fight? I may rant tonight. This you need to beat the champ argument is no one bullshit. Reyes 1,2,4 plus the judges of all fights are in favor of the champ/cash cow.
All right.
Busy. Smiley face.
So I don't think this was a beat the champ situation. I honestly don't. I honestly believe that John Jones won 3 of the 2.
Aw, super
So
chat.
I'm not even with that. FVGC.
Reyes needed to come forward at the end of the 5th, but he chose to play it safe. The challenger has to make it clear he wants the win for a title.
There you go. So that's FVGC. Hello. Thank you. All right. So every donation that comes in under when this clock is, when it runs out, we're going to add that much time. So how much time we have? 11 minutes?
11.
All right. So if you donate, say save the show, and we're going to keep it going. We're going to open up the phone lines, but we need some donations to come in because we want to hear your thoughts. Right, Jess? We want to hear the people. Don't you want to hear what they have to say? All right. Okay.
He's so hyped up about
11 minutes is not enough time.
hearing the people.
It's not enough time. We could take like 2 calls at 11. With these people, that's 2 calls. So we got to get them donations in. So help a hole out.
Wonderful, I thought you were going to say the N-word.
That's because you're a racist. You're clearly.
Mark Roberts says, yeah, Jones won. FVG says, I'm telling y'all. Kenshiro, someone give them money. AK says, you watched it back? Yes, sir. We all love you, says Brayan Sports Mania. Jones is a cash cow now. Laughing my ass off.
Laughing my ass off.
BK says, wonderful. I'm sorry, BG says, fuck you. Sandyman says, don't say that Justin will bore us for hours.
Oh.
Yikes.
So they're saying they don't want Justin to call in, apparently.
Oh, you mean Kevin, right? Jaron says, Moss is hot. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Zoman Zombie. Damn Skippy. Cole Cooney says, let's get high. Blue Couture says, both fighters should have been given the ball at the 5th round. Given T-ball at the 5th round.
Super chat.
Drunk Savage.
Save show.
There you go.
It is better to burn out than fade away.
It's better to burn out than fade away. This is Drunk Savage, and that's 5 more minutes on the clock. If you want to save the show, drop a donation immediately. 140 left, Jesse. 140 left. It's just not enough time. 50 likes. Save us as we beat the ceiling for likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50
likes. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA holds 50 likes.
Yeah, baby.
The dislikes can choke on the dick.
All right, choke on that thing. Jesse's. Well, that was a wet one. Woo! She put a lot of juice on that one.
Moss. I went.
He's got a penis down
there, and I like what I see. Oh yeah!
Pee-pee. He's got a penis down there, and I like what I see.
The sing along.
Pee-pee.
Let's go.
He's got a penis down there, and I like what I see. Pee-pee. He's got a penis down there, and I like what I see. Pee-pee.
Oh man, Renee.
There were some robberies or unclear wins. Fighters need to get the finish and leave it out of the judges' hands. Only way. Save the show. Cheers, fam.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. You're a wonderful one. Whoa, time is up for the saves. And Jesse, how many more minutes are we adding on to this?
We have 14, 19, 24 minutes.
All right. I'll take it. Another super chat coming in, BG.
Go to bed, Justin.
We'll add that 26
by everybody
minutes.
else.
All right, we'll add the last
Hello,
minute
BG.
donation. How many, 26?
26.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 26 minutes are added to the clock over here. 26. Oops, hold on a second. There we go. 26. There it is. Okay, 26. All right, so we're going to open up the phone calls. We're going to have a blast tonight. Thank you for the donations. Really appreciate it. We want to get your thoughts quickly, though. Try to make it quick because 26 minutes.
Oh!
Boom, roasted.
Oh.
Boom, roasted.
You
suck. Boom, roasted.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Save show, take my call too.
All right, let's add it on.
29 minutes.
29 minutes. All right, fuck it. Let's do that.
And we got...
We don't usually do that, but why not, right?
We got a package.
Oh, shit. We got a package, too?
By the way, the tape's coming undone on this. I don't know how you taped this.
All right, open that quick, then.
But it says to open gently, so...
All right, open that one quick while we get ready to get the phone lines going over here.
Yes, it's fragile.
Who is it from, Jesse?
It doesn't say. So on the front, we know how we always say it's Colby Johnson, the one that keeps donating to save the shows.
Oh, yeah. Give me that stank breath. Oh, give me that stank breath. Give me that stank breath. Oh, yeah. Give me that stank breath. Give me that stank breath. Stank breath.
This is the era of the super fight. The UFC twisted USADA into making all sorts of exceptions. A fix is always possible. Conor losing to Don would have been catastrophic. It just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths now. You never know, no. Save the show.
So the possibility of a fix. Thank you, Kainoto.
So now you're at
let's add it on.
32.56.
Screw it, man. These people are generous. All right, there's the last save the show. Thank you. If you want to donate, just drop a donation in and support the show. Jesse is opening up a package right now.
So you know how we always assume it's Colby Johnson who's sending the Save the Show stuff? This says on here, not Mr. Johnson, and then it points to Rabbit Hole. I don't know what that
Rabbit
means.
hole. Okay. All right, let's get that puppy open so we can open up the phone
It
lines.
says fragile, open gently.
Fragile. All right. If you want to send anything to the holes, we have an address down below, and we'll open it up on air.
I gotta say though, if you wanted me to open this gently, you didn't make it easy, because fuck, man.
All right. Now I'll take a second. As she's doing that, I'm going to get a glass of water.
All right, guys. You can't say open gently and then put a shit ton of tape on it and expect me not to open it gently. It's a bit much, man. It's a bit much. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. We got one side done, guys. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Moss is gonna miss it. Oh, shoot! So, oh my goodness. Okay. So we have a $20 Save the Show for the next food. Is it Save the Show? Oh, it's Save the Show. So that's 20 minutes on tonight, right? Because it says Save the Show. Right? It's Save the Show. So we're adding 20 minutes to tonight. And then, oh my God, it's a record. It's a record called The Gaylords at Shamrock. And it's a picture of Mystic Moss and Conor McGregor on the Shamrock Hilton boat.
That is, oh my God.
It's a vinyl, Moss.
That is, oh my God. Did you see this thing?
It's a vinyl.
Oh my God, my dreams have come true. Let me say this thing.
Wait, careful.
Oh my God, I'm in a boat with Conor McGregor going full-blown Gaylord. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So we got $20 to save the show. So you gotta add 20 minutes.
All right, let's add 20 minutes. All right, let's go 50 minutes. Let's do that.
It's an actual vinyl.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, so there we go. All right, so
let me see if there's a real vinyl in here, if it's just a cover.
no, it's actual real record.
There's a real record in here.
What do you think this is? What do you think? There's no record in there? Of course there is, right? It's me and Connor's record.
I want to hear it. There's probably some crazy shit.
All right, well, we got to get a record player, and we'll dance to it.
The Gaylords at the Shamrock.
What an album! I tell you what, it's a long story how that happened, but it's a true story.
Oh, it's funny.
All right, Jesse, you know what we're gonna do right now?
What?
Hello, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
What's up, Jesse and Chris? It's Drunk Savage.
No way!
Drunk Savage. What's up, Jesse and Chris? It's Drunk Savage.
I can't believe you're calling right now. Drunk Savage, what's on your mind?
Not much.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I have a respect for everybody in the chat.
MMA-Holes.
Vlad's one of them. Kevin from Chicago. AMH, I mean the knitter.
I'm just enjoying this.
I can hear you.
Hi, this is Billy.
We have Sean Hart.
Hey there, what? What's up, man?
What's up, Pulse?
Oh, it's Justin Jr.
Fuck you, Chrome.
Hernandez.
So Kainoda.
Gaylord.
RX.
Mark Rowe. Heavy Mike Rowe. D. Russ. Sean Man. Vigo. Big Bob. Basically Dragon White. Nick C. Vigo Star. Crunchy Dome. Shannon Stewart. Rogelio. Ben Simmons. VC 2.0. Pedophile.
Jeremiah. Hey, Lee W. Michael Angelo. MMA-Holes. Man, what a wonderful, wonderful community.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, I feel it. I feel good. I feel sexy. I feel swole. What's that later slap dance?
I like biting your shoulder.
I know. I had to go to the bathroom and wipe your face off my shoulder, too.
What?
Nah, that's all right. I still love you, Jesse. You're the best.
I spit on you.
Yeah.
760. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
What's up, guys? It's BG.
What's up, BG?
Awesome, man. Just chilling. So, what do you guys think about this last fight? Do you still think it's rigged, Jess?
Listen, I have my suspicions. Listen, if you think John Jones won that fight, I can't kill you. But I severely disagree. I genuinely think Dominick Reyes won. And as far as your question's concerned, it's a little weird to me that the UFC took part in choosing who those judges were for that night. And the fact that some of those judges weren't even paying attention tells me that they already knew who they were going to pick to win the fight before the fight was even over.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me thinks they did it just to set up the rematch because they know John might kick his ass in the rematch.
Ah, so you're saying that okay, now let me ask you this. You say it's going to be for a Dominick Reyes rematch, but there have been a lot of talks about John Jones perhaps moving to heavyweight or John Jones versus Adesanya at light heavyweight. So they have a lot of other matches that they could technically put together for John Jones. Do you really think they're going to rematch this anytime soon?
I mean, I don't think anyone wants to tune in for Juan Blachowicz versus John. Maybe Corey and John. But I feel like, I mean, if John can't take down Dominic, I mean, do you think he can take down Stipe? I don't.
Oh, yikes. Moss?
Where's Moss? Moss, are you going to fill in anytime soon?
I'm letting Jessie shine. I'm letting her shine tonight.
My bad. I know you don't want to talk to me anymore.
Heavyweights, John going up to heavyweight is suspect now. I think after seeing this, you know, a guy that's his size being a problem, I think Bones wants nothing to do with heavyweight now. That's how I'm going to say it.
Exactly. And you know what? Dom may be an athlete. I'm an ex-college football player, but that doesn't mean, I mean, John Jones, I'm 6'4". John Jones, it doesn't mean anything. Stipe's a badass wrestler. I mean, I don't even think, I mean, if they stick him in there with Stipe or Ngannou, Derrick Lewis, anybody, I just feel like there's nothing he can do to them. I mean, he may be a little bit faster, but other than that, I mean, I think it's going to be a really long night for John.
There you go. All right. Thanks for the call, man. So look at that, Jess. What do you think?
I agree with him. I agree.
All right. What do you think, chat?
I'm a little hurt. He didn't want to talk to me anymore.
No, he did. He just didn't agree with you. I don't blame him. No.
Wonderful.
No, he did. We were on the same page. He just didn't want to talk to me anymore.
516-522-0267 is the phone number. Give us a call and let us know your thinks. Now, the situation that was fixed, or Dominick Reyes getting the win over John Jones, should he have gotten the win? Like, let me know, man. Like, we need to know. Whoa, you guys are calling like, whoa. Oh, my God. This is insane. All right, I'm going to take the first person that came in here.
Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Yo, Trent Savage.
What's up, drunk?
I don't know much. Moss, do you really think Jones won, or are you just fucking trolling us?
No, I am being 100% honest in this, and I wish I wasn't because of the reaction.
In fairness, I asked him the same question when we were rewatching the fight and he was leaning towards Jones. I was like, are you just saying this because everybody else is saying it?
One thing that ESPN Plus does that's nice is if you order the pay-per-view, you could just keep going back and watching the fights, and they clip the fights for you.
Yeah.
So you can just basically watch. You don't have to go through the whole card. You want to watch the main event? Boom. It's right there for you. And that's what I did. I watched the entire main event. I watched the beginning, the end, the whole deal. I even watched when Dana White whispered weirdly in John Jones' ear as he put the belt around his waist. That looked a little weird to me. But other than that, I believe he won.
Yeah, Dana Westford, you know you fucking didn't win this shit, right?
He could have said that. And Dana thought that Reyes won too. How many times did you watch it back, drunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still give the first 3 rounds to Reyes. I mean, definitely fucking Jones dominated in the 4th and 5th, and, you know, this is kind of Reyes' fault. Maybe he thought he had it done with the first 3 rounds, so he kind of backed off a little.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's funny, like, the 4th round, I didn't see domination by Bones. I think he won that round. But I saw more in the 5th round. I saw a momentum change a little bit. That's why I gave it to John Jones. But the 5th round, I saw John definitely won that one. The 3rd round was a little, it was close. And even the 2nd round to me was close. Now, did you believe the 2nd round was a clear-cut Dominick Reyes win?
Yeah, I thought he won the 2nd.
Okay. I mean, listen, everyone sees things differently. But in my opinion, do you think it was a complete, like, no-brainer like the original time you saw it? Like, a lot of people were screaming.
Maybe not complete no-brainer, but yeah, I do think Dominic did enough in that round to get it.
Now, what are your thoughts on? Now, if you're saying he did enough, what are your thoughts on the theory that you have to significantly beat the champ in order to take his belt?
I'll tell that Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do enough, and that didn't work out well. But Mighty Mouse doesn't bring money, so they're like, thank God, get out of here. I have no idea. It's crazy, but. I tell you what, watching that back, I think John Jones won more than I think that Mighty Mouse won that fight. I feel the fight was close. I thought Mighty Mouse did win. But this fight, I was like, holy shit, I could make an argument that John Jones won 4 of the rounds, which is crazy. I know a lot of people are like 4 rounds is insane, but I think 3-2. Let me make this clear. I think it was 3-2, but I could see the argument for the 4th.
3-2 in favor of Reyes.
All right. Well,
yeah. I mean, come on. Reyes fucking took his ass to the fucking limit in the first 3 rounds.
I agree.
You could see fucking hesitation, fear in John. I mean, you know, he was spamming those oblique kicks. When does he ever do that? He always goes like a couple of them.
Does a fearful guy constantly move forward?
Huh?
Does a fearful guy constantly... You sound like my old grandfather.
I had the same look on my face.
I hear that.
Does a fearful guy constantly move forward?
I'm just saying, man. I think he was worried.
Man.
He knew fucking Reyes was bringing it to him.
Man, I totally saw something different.
Kicks, trying to fuck his day up.
All right. Well, listen, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. Jesse agrees with it, right?
I 100% agree with you, Drunk.
All right. So there you go.
And I don't think there was a fix. I just think the judging was complete incompetence. You know, those fucking guys. The more I've been hearing about this, like they're not fucking watching the fight. I read this somewhere. It was either on the community section or on Twitter that someone said they like knew a bunch of the people on the board. Like it's like who you know on there that gets you your jobs, not your credentials or anything.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be impossible that there's some shady shit going on. If I were to say no, there's no shady shit going on in combat sports, I would be ignorant to the fact that it's probably a real thing. But my problem with this is watching it for myself and saying, holy shit, I changed my mind. It's hard for me to argue that's fixed because I believe he won. Like, I mean, it's weird to me. It's also weird that Conor McGregor won against Nate Diaz the second time. I didn't think it the first time. Have you ever watched the fight and then watched it back and said, wait, I think I got it wrong the first time?
Yeah, there have been times where I can see where the judges come from.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I think it's a matter of opinion, and I think both sides have a very good argument in this situation. And if you want to draw it up to the fact that John was the champion, that's why he got the decision. It's possible. It is possible.
Yeah, I think the reason Dana was protecting this decision, like, went off on him for the Hendricks GSP decision because GSP retired and Jones is still going to fight.
I remember I was so upset about that GSP fight. I thought Big Rig won that fight in the worst way. But what I didn't do was watch it back. And I kind of, you know what, I'm going to have to watch that one back. Because I remember being very upset that Mr. Steroid Hendricks won that fight. I thought for sure he won that fight.
You have to watch that one back?
Yeah, and then GSP was sitting at the press conference with his face rearranged. Do you remember that? He was sitting at the dais with his face completely mutilated. And I'm like, how did this man win?
That big bag of ice on his head.
Yeah. And he's like, I think I'm going to retire. I'm like, what do you better retire. Get the fuck out of here. Your face it looks like fucking someone ran over it with a truck. A Big Rig. Oh.
Wonderful.
Anyway. Anything else, Drunk?
Well, after seeing that performance, I think maybe Adesanya has a chance now.
Oh, yeah. You could definitely think that for sure.
All right. That's it.
All right. Thanks, Drunk. So there you go. Oh, later slapnuts. I said it for him. I'm sorry about that. That's Drunk Savage. The man with the wrench better behave because he'll fucking slap you upside the head with it. What do you think, Adesanya, Jones? Who wins?
Adesanya.
All right. Calls are coming in, Jesse.
210, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Motherfuck!
It's Jose!
Oh, the right guy called in tonight.
Fuck. God damn it. You know what? I want to set the record straight for you, Moss. Let's set the record straight here and now, all right?
Okay.
This is what happened on Saturday night. Number one, you know who really got robbed? Was the Latino community. We got robbed of having a fucking Mexican American take the throne and become the fucking GOAT. That's what really happened, okay? The people got robbed. Dominick Reyes fought his fucking heart out. He won the first 3 rounds, 3-2, and I agree 100% with Ariel Helwani. There's no such thing as you gotta fucking beat the champ to be the champ. Fuck that shit. He said it perfectly. When both guys are in there, they're both technically challengers. It's even. Whoever wins the round wins the round. And if you win 3 out of 5, guess what? You win the fucking fight. We got to get rid of that notion that you got to beat the champ to be the champ. Bullshit. So I scored it 3-2 for Dominick Reyes. So what happened here, though, you want to know where the outrage comes? It comes from that stupid fucking Texas judge who scored that shit 4-1 for John Jones. That was the controversy. It wasn't so much that they gave it to John. It was the fact that it was a unanimous decision. It should have been a split decision.
Mm-hmm. Now, and here's my problem. And the night of, I don't know if you were here for the Fight Buddies, but the night of, I was screaming the same thing. I was saying, wait, how is this a unanimous decision? I was all fired up. I was like, and I picked Jon Jones, but I thought Dominick Reyes won that fight. I was going on and on and on. But at the end of the day, the other two judges did still say Jon Jones won. And you can make arguments, you know, when you're looking at these rounds, especially later on in the fight. You can make a lot of arguments here. And that's why I don't think it's a fix. I don't think it's an upset. You know, it's not as clear cut for me to see it.
Yeah, well, look, here, 100%, any fucking body that thinks that the UFC is faked or fixed or any, okay, I was talking a lot of shit, you know, but I was emotional, I was upset. 100%, the UFC is real, and what people don't realize is that the UFC isn't like the NFL or the NBA where it owns the fucking commissions and it controls them and hires them. That shit is out of their control. It's a traveling circus, so to speak, and whatever city is hosting them provides the fucking workers, including the judges. So it's amazing that it functions as well as it does. But what really came to light is that the judging is just, it's not up to par. They need to have ex-fighters be judges. 100% we're lacking, but people that think that there was a fix no. UFC is fucking real. So what we learned, number one, John is human. He's just a man, like Reyes was saying. Number two, motherfucking Reyes is the real deal. He will be the light heavyweight champ in the very near future. Number three, the fucking judging is fucking horrific. They really got to do something to step it up. And they just said there's going to be this new live scoring. I mean, goddammit, we have fucking instant replay, little television. Joe Rogan said the fucking judge was looking down at the floor, meaning he was on his phone. I mean, come on, dude, that's such disrespect. So we learned that the judging's fucked up, and the last thing that we learned is that motherfucking Bones Jones needs to stay in his lane. He's got no business at heavyweight. He will get put to sleep at heavyweight. Stay at 205 and keep dominating, because now you got fucking Reyes to worry about. Mexico, bitch!
All right, Jose, thank you. There it is, Jose. Now, Jose has been calling Dominick Reyes from the very beginning, and he was literally a coon's hair away from getting that W. If anyone should be upset, it should be Jose, right? Okay.
You're so cute.
Thank you. Let's talk about the judging after each round for it to be displayed, for everyone to know. Let's talk about that. They say that that's going to happen. That is a thing. So,
man, you better back
hold on a
up.
second.
You're gonna go to sleep.
We got two things coming in. All right.
You can go
Lee,
to sleep too.
you can call back. That'd be nice.
Hey, to all the wonderful, wonderful people out there. Hi, Moss, JBH, waving.
Hello, PBR. What up, man?
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you, PBR. Appreciate the donation. Everyone tonight, you're all wonderful. Here we go. Let's open up those phone lines. Sorry about it. Lee, get back in on the line. Give us a call. 516-522-0267. The scoring, the real-time scoring that everyone knows about. Yes, right? Are we on the same page as this?
Right.
All right, here we go. He's back in. Hold on.
Lee W.
I think we got him.
There we go. Moss,
There
I
it
thought you were scared to take the call.
No, there's like 400 people calling right now. So, all right. What we got, Lee?
Okay, where to start? Jesse, I agree with you. I know most we normally do first, but anyway. Yeah, 100%. Three rounds in, I was 2-1 Reyes. Sorry, go on.
I know, I'm just stoked that you're on board with me,
She's
man.
cheering you on.
Oh, good. Yeah, so 3 rounds in, the first time I watched it, I had Reyes up 2-1. Then the second time, the end, I had it split, so I had the fight 3-2. Then I watched it again just to get another judgment, and actually one of my rounds had changed, so I wasn't actually convinced. So I can see why you're saying Jones, but no way did he win. I'll have to say Reyes' takedown defense was like unbelievable, and they're saying, oh, takedowns, you get extra points, you get this, you get that. He got up in a second, like that was he got no damage whatsoever.
I agree with you on that. I think the takedowns meant nothing in the decision. I really don't.
I'm so stoked to hear that an Irishman is, are you Irish or Scottish? What are you? Irish, right?
How long have we known Lee?
Listen, I have to make sure because Irish and Scottish sound the same.
God damn. I thought you were calling me James Gallagher last time.
I thought I was too. I just have to make sure, you know? But it feels
All Chinese
good.
people look the same. All Irish and Scottish people sound the same. You racist.
Ginger and I'm 4 foot nothing as well.
I'm just saying, it feels good that Lee W of all people is on my side, you know? Like, I like that. It feels good, Moss. It feels like I could rub this in your face right now.
You could listen. I understand where everyone's coming from here. I don't think it's a clear upset. That's my problem here. And watching it back, I see the other side of it. I'm on the other side of the fence. But the fact that everyone's saying it's a fixed upset, I've seen the Martinez fight to me was way worse against Ewell, was way worse than this one.
Yeah, I have a couple more points. I agree with you, it wasn't a fix, but it was definitely 65% favor of the champ as normal. That's my standard rule. I have to give John credit. His head movement and his blocks were like really, really supreme, I have to say, even early in the fight. And then he had the cardio, which I kind of expected. So I also have one other thing to mention that you haven't talked about. What about John Jones' reach? I have Reyes had to adjust to that. It was a massive reach, and I know you're saying John Jones control and stuff like that, but he had to stay wary of getting caught, you know?
One thing I missed, and we brought this up when we were reacting about John right off the bat had the fingers out, and we were like, oh, here we go with that shit. And watching it back, we had the luxury of listening to Dan Mergliotta say, hey, watch the fingers. He kept warning John.
3 warnings.
Yeah. And we didn't hear that because we have it on mute. So we're just like watching, but hearing the ref say that, it's just like, damn, dude. Like, you know, John.
Did you see what Reyes did to counter that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Reyes didn't give a fuck. Like he
was punching his fingers.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. It was a beautiful game plan by Dominick Reyes, and I feel like that's the problem here. That's getting lost in the mix. Like everyone's saying, oh, upset this and that. We're missing that Dominick Reyes. It's weird, but he kind of doesn't get hurt in this situation. Like John Jones, eventually, if John Jones stays at light heavyweight, Dominick Reyes will get another crack at this thing. It's not like he can run if he stays at light heavyweight. Now, if he goes for a super fight or goes to other divisions, then he can avoid Dominick Reyes. But why would he go to heavyweight after this?
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, so you think he defend his belt? Does he fight Izzy after that? And then Dominic again? I mean, or does the belt, if he fights Izzy, do they vacate the belt? And then Dominick Reyes has a crack at like an interim strap or something to get back into the mix.
I predict one more fight and then Izzy, and then they're going to long foot the Reyes because John doesn't want another part of that. Now, I'm not saying he can't win. I'd actually probably go with Jones to win the second one. I know that might be controversial. The commentator as well, you were slating Rogan, which I'm not surprised because they were right up. But the other person was fair, and if not, a little bit more Reyes, I thought. I was listening to you, so I didn't really listen, but I watched it the second time. It makes you wonder as well about the BMF, why it didn't go a bit longer, because as you see what happened to Jones, I had 1, 2, 3, like Reyes did unbelievable. It was kind of like, not Masvidal, but you know what I mean, late rounds, it would have made it interesting. I think Izzy as well has literally a big smile on his face now going, all right, this is gonna be handy for me, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the rant, but I had a lot of stuff to say off my chest.
It's okay. Your accent is very pleasing to the ear.
Okay, good. Well, I have another thing I want to say as well. Well, I paid money, so I get to have a long call. Moss, I want you to play me out at the end, but I am the king!
Oh.
Well, you're the king.
5 out of 5, baby.
Oh, nice.
9 out of 12.
Wait, hold on a second. Is he, wait, are you the one that won?
Wait.
I am the carnage.
Oh, there we go.
No, you're lying. You said you were RX last time you sent a message. You're so full of shit. You're not King Kong.
I have the screenshot saved. I just wanted to talk to you on the phone about it first.
Okay.
And another couple of things I have to say about it. I looked at the top 5 on the points, and I was looking at it, and some people have blocked accounts or something weird. But everyone up there as well had
Man, you
Jones
gotta back
to
up.
win.
You're gonna go to sleep.
Wait, hold on a second. We got a donation. I want to hear what you got to say.
Too.
This is Drunk Savage.
Forgot to add, do you think the fact that Texas still uses the old rule set had anything to do with the outcome?
It's possible.
I still say you trolling Moss.
All right.
You love to stir the shit.
I do, but not in this case.
I say King Carnage is trolling.
It's possible.
I'll do whatever you want me to prove it. But anyway, I was looking at the statistics, and the top 5, including Drunk, had Jones all to win. And even if Reyes had won and I didn't get the Jones, I had Jones by knockout. I still think I would have won unless there's someone who had an unknown. I don't know what it is, but you can see the decisions and you can see their picks when you go into their account. So I was up, and when Shevchenko got there, I literally kissed the screen. I was like, beautiful. I had third round knockout that got me right up there. And the other round, the first round KO as well. I had that with you, Moss, so I have to give you props on that one.
Holy shit.
Nice. Good job, man.
No
Think about how many people you beat. Like, it's kind of nuts, right?
I know. What do we have? 150 people? 163.
163 people got the, and more importantly, you got the bidet. You excited about this?
Yeah, Jesse, that's another thing I have to say as well. At least I can be like, well, you know, Jones did it dirty, so at least I get to wipe my ass. You know?
We're going to know next time you call in, we're going to know you're going to have the cleanest ass in Ireland.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be polished. It'll be spick and span. So, yeah, another thing as well, finally, and then I'll let you get back to the calls because I know there's a lot of people want to get it on. But I wish that I was thinking, right, because I thought Reyes had won, and I had that as the pick. So I was like, I'm after losing. And I was like, if the top 40 got a screenshot and you could do a tally of the points, I know you're trying to do the website and stuff like that. You'll have it up for the next season. But the Topology one really isn't efficient, you know, because consistently I was like, no, I'm going to get second because I hadn't looked at the scores or anything like that. And then it's not going to count because I think you write down the top winner or something like that.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, if it doesn't have like the collective points for the whole season, I'm going to judge it by how many times someone has won. And if that's not the case, if there's a new winner every single week, I mean, eventually someone's going to win twice. If someone doesn't, or if there's a tie, then we'll go by points. I'll add up the points and see who has the most points at the end of the year. We'll figure out a tiebreaker, but winning is good. I mean, you got a very good chance of winning that belt.
Well, it'll be a belt that McGregor doesn't have, so I'll look to wave it in his face if I do get it.
That'd be awesome. Just wave it around and be like, "Fuck you!" All right.
Just wonderful, wonderful.
There you go.
What are you going to do? All right, thanks for letting me rant. Jesse, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you more, but I just had to get it off.
No worries, man. I'm surprised that you're King Carnage. I had to be perfectly honest. I'm still processing
I'll send you a
this.
screenshot. I have it saved and all. I just wanted to.
Yeah, send us the info and we'll send you your bidet.
Lovely.
All right, be good, man. That's Lee W.
So
calling.
Lee W. is the winner of Go Milk.
Carnage.
I have to be honest. I thought it was some person who doesn't really watch our show that often. I thought it was going to be some like newcomer who ended up taking the win.
Lee W.
Lee W.
So I'm glad Lee W. got it done.
I think we have his
He's
address.
always here hanging.
Yeah, I think we have his address.
Well, anyway, to the people that are new and don't know what we're talking about, we have a pick'em league on the MMA-Holes.com. So you go over to the MMA-Holes.com. You go pick'em over here.
You gotta do the game show song, Mom.
And I'm too lazy. We gotta take calls.
I gotta take a pee anyway.
All right, go take the pee. And hit pick'em and boom, you click goat milk and it takes you over to our free pick'em league and you have a chance to be a champion. So right now there are 3 people that won. Let me see who we got here. I'm writing it all down because Tapology is kind of weak. Social Vash has 605 with the points. Kiwi Fruit has 630. And King Carnage has 615. So if it comes down to a tiebreaker, it's going to come down to the points. But those are the 3 winners so far. We're going to do it for every UFC fight. And the pay-per-views, we give stuff away. So there's a bidet that's going to Ireland. We're shipping a bidet to Ireland. All right, let me open up the phone lines. Jesse will be right back. 516-522-0267. Keep trying if you can't get through. We're going to get this party started. Hold on a second here. What the? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Hold on. Keep calling, guys. Keep on calling. Keep it coming through. As the phone lines are, I mean, you guys are calling like crazy. I love it. 516-522-0267. Jess, there's so many people calling. It's insane. The lines are all backed up, and we'll see if someone can get through. What the hell's going on? Why can't I take the call? Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. 773, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your mind?
This is Kevin from Chicago.
Kevin, what up, man?
Nothing, man. This really wasn't a hard fight to score. The first 3 rounds were clear as day for Reyes. He was the effective striker. Just because you're rushing forward, you're applying the pressure, doesn't mean you're winning the fight. Effective striking is the number 1 criteria in judging. Man, judging all night was off. that Derrick Lewis and Larry Latifi, Lewis spent 10 minutes. He was back against the cage, being controlled, taken down, slammed multiple times. He explodes for the last 30 seconds, and they give him the win. It's back-to-back gift decisions. He got a gift decision against Blagoy Ivanov. He lost that fight. He lost this recent fight. John Jones lost to Santos. He lost this fight, too. 2 back-to-back gift decisions. I didn't see that James Krause fight, but apparently he got robbed, too. You were saying he won the first and third round. And then
yeah, I don't know about that.
Andre Ewell, apparently he got a gift decision.
Yeah.
The judging was just off from top to bottom. But the same people would say, oh, he didn't do nothing with it. Takedowns, you got to do something with it. Just because you got a takedown doesn't mean you won. I guess that don't count when it comes to Derrick Lewis. When it comes to John Jones, we got the takedowns, but when it comes to Larry Latifi, those takedowns don't matter. But what this means for John Jones is, I guess he hasn't finished a fight since 2013, except for Alexander Gustafsson, and that was Gustafsson, fat, didn't care, no motivation. He's retired now for a reason. So he lost to a 185-pounder, in my opinion. Then Dominick Reyes, who's got like 11 fights, been fighting for a few years. He got whooped up, pillow fist. Just ridiculous. Dominick Reyes won that fight.
Okay.
If you look at the stats, look at the stat line. Reyes outstruck him in the first 3 rounds.
But does that always? Was it landslide numbers? It wasn't.
They were clearly. And another thing is Jones. He has pillow fist. He can't bust a grape.
That's why he has the elbows and knees. I mean, this is you're preaching to the choir. We know this.
Reyes has actual power. When he connected, you flinched. You knew something was serious. He has power in his hands. When he hit John, he hurt John.
Yeah, but he didn't. Did he knock John out? I mean, he cracked him right on the button.
He dropped
with a body
Jones.
shot.
He dropped Jones, and he landed an uppercut that stiffened him up.
I believe if that uppercut landed on his chin, that would have been a big problem. It cracked him on the side of his face, but still, it did hit him, and John Jones was still coming forward. So I mean, you got to listen. I mean, you can't discredit. I understand that John Jones has pillow fists. Everyone knows this. I mean, that's why he uses his elbows, his knees. He comes at you from all different angles. He's knocked people out with his shin. With his elbows, he comes in there. He'll choke people out. This guy uses all of his tools. He's not a one-trick pony. When you look at Dominick Reyes, he's able to stuff the takedown. His wrestling is there. The guy's got power in his hands. He has a lot of weapons, but he doesn't have as much as John. And honestly, watching this fight, Reyes had the right game plan. Reyes was right there to win this fight, but John Jones was the smarter fighter, and that's why he won this fight.
But listen, Jones didn't use his elbows and knees. It was for the first 3 rounds, he was getting outboxed. He was getting counter-strike. Just because he was coming forward, he was aggressive, that doesn't mean shit. It's about effective striking, going backwards and outpointing him.
Wait, you mean to tell me that John Jones wasn't effective in that fight? Did you see Reyes' face?
The 4th and 5th round, he was effective. That's the only time. The first 3 rounds, he won. It's judged round-by-round basis.
It comes down to that
Reyes
third round. That third round was close. You have to admit that
when he won the uppercut. The third round is when he landed that brutal uppercut.
Yes, the third round, there were 2 instances where you can say, wow, Reyes really landed nicely, and then that was it. It was old John Jones.
Jones, he was landing those little pillow fist strikes that wasn't doing nothing. Reyes had the power. That was the difference maker. And Derrick Lewis was calling for an interim title fight after that performance.
No, it's
Did
stupid.
you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, what are you going to do, right? If you're Derrick Lewis, what are you going to do, man? Like, he's just trying to make a buck. All right. Thank you, Kevin. 516-522-0. I mean, we all know that John Jones doesn't have that knockout power in his fists. The guy is just a smart fighter. I mean, 516-522-0267. And I'm not trying to light people on fire that thought Reyes won. I'm just trying to pull out the reasoning. NH, what's going on, Ann?
Hey, hello, Chris. Hello, Jesse.
Hey, what's up, Ann?
The Netter's doing good. Doing good.
What's going on?
That was a fun fight to watch.
It was great. It really was a great, and that's what sucks. We're talking about rigged. We're talking about who should have won, who didn't. The fight was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. It was a lot of fun.
So what did you think about it?
You know, you were saying when I thought Jones won. Sorry, Jesse, about that. I thought he won third. I thought he won the third round. And like you said, it depends what you thought of the third round. I thought he won the third, fourth, and fifth. Of course, I can't rewatch it, but I agreed right there on the spot. So did a bunch of other people. And my friend, my Hispanic friend, he wanted Reyes to win, of course, but he left, and I asked him, "Who do you think won?" And he was leaving before he got the result.
Man, you better back up. You're going to go to sleep.
Right, hold on a second.
You Jones won.
We got
and he's a big Reyes fan.
Oh, hold on one
As
second.
I said before,
donation.
Reyes was the better boxer counterpuncher with the better footwork and speed, but Jones had the judges. Technically Reyes won, but by my rules, Jones won the fight. To me, the last 2 rounds are more important than the first 3. Reyes ran too much.
Yeah, I mean, now I disagree with that. Like, honestly, I believe the some of these judges do rely on those championship rounds, and I don't think that should be the case. I really don't. If you win the first 3 rounds, you should win the fight. And that's where that's the mindset I was going with when I watched it the second time. But I thought Jones won the third round. Like, I mean, now you watched it and in real time and you thought Jones won. So what was your logic behind this? Like what unfolded that gave you the opinion that Jones won?
I just think he was more aggressive and his landing, and also he did get the takedowns. Now, whether you think that's part of it or not, and Drunk did bring a point. Are they still on the old rules in Texas? I mean, so that could be changed their mind too. I mean, I'm not saying Reyes didn't do anything. Obviously, he did. It was a great fight for both of them. They both did really good. I mean, this was like you said. I just thought third round. I thought Jones was more stronger in the third round. I thought he got it. I thought he showed up more.
Okay. So there you go.
I did really bad on my picks too.
No good, huh? Not too good, huh?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, no, horrible. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. We're all talking about John Jones and Reyes, and then Valentina Shevchenko literally takes Chukagian's head off, just destroys her, and no one cares. No one cares.
Nobody is talking about that.
We haven't said one word about it.
Well, all of us there, Casino knew it too. Yeah, Bullet's gonna take it. Bullet's gonna win it.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, when I like, oh my God, she's got her arm and everything locked down there on the mat. She ain't gonna. Yeah,
it was a mess.
She's got this.
Chukagian was so messed up. But John Bones Jones, what do you think is next for Johnny Jones?
You know, I don't know. It's like you said. It's like I don't think he's gonna go up to heavyweight. I think because Reyes gave him a good, he's about same size and everything. So I don't think he's going to go up because those guys are big boys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he would. Like I said before, and you say, well, don't put him down because he's off the roids. But I did say before, I've noticed could be because he's older, but he does look different. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's still looking good, but I don't think I'm not putting him down. I don't think he's as fast and quick as he was.
So you thinking age is catching up and no picograms?
I think age, and he's not, no more of that.
No
he's
more cocaine.
Not bulky and
no more yayo.
I'm not putting him down. Yeah. I definitely can tell the difference between roided up and not roided up.
Okay. Well, there you go.
You can tell. If you go back and watch his older fights, come on, people, you could tell the difference.
All right. Well, and listen, I mean, there are people that agree with that. I mean, listen, when you're 32 years old, you're not getting any younger in the mixed martial arts game. And, it's possible, but watching it back, I thought he looked great. I mean, I can't even believe it. The reason why I say I thought he looked great was he fought a guy in Dominick Reyes who is a stud, an undefeated stud, and he proved a lot in that fight. Dominick Reyes is a live fighter. This guy, anytime he's in the cage, I'm going to be tuned in because he could be undefeated right now. He was this close. He was very close to taking that belt away, and some people said he did take the belt away. So I think John Jones fought his toughest opponent, a true athlete, a wrestling background, bombs in his hands, aggressive, quick with his feet, still fair. How old is Dominick Reyes? He's young too, right? Dominick is, he's 30 years old, but he doesn't have many pro fights.
Yeah.
So,
a lot younger. Well, I'm not putting, Jones down. I'm not saying he's like slowed wood. I'm just saying his other fights that you see, and he looks a little bit faster. I'm not saying he still doesn't look good. He still looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looked great in that fight.
There you go.
But if you look back on the fights before, when he was all roided up, he's like a little different, I think.
Yeah. Jess, what do you think about this
My
situation?
opinion.
I don't know if he looked roided up, but I don't know.
You sound like JD from the Stern Show. JD Harmeyer over.
Hey, but you got to admit, it was a great fight, though. I'm admitting that. It was an awesome fight.
It was fun.
He really brought it.
Yeah.
That's right. He didn't give up. Nope. I'm not saying that at all. He's not a good fighter.
It was fantastic to watch.
I thought it was funny. That my friend, before he even came to the decision, so I ain't gonna wait for the decision. He's like, I know Jones won. I go, why?
Wow.
Because he was more the aggressor.
My father whispered that too. He was upset, but he whispered that too. I was circling Jesse's name for the win. I was literally, and I picked John Jones. I was circling Jesse's name saying, you got this one, kid. Nice pick. I was going to give her kudos. And then I was like, holy shit. What happened? What the hell happened? But it is what it is. Sometimes you see it one way and then you watch it back. You see it another. Who knows? All I know is I had fun.
Yep.
All right. And thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Had fun with you guys too. Yep.
All
love
right.
you guys.
Thank you, and love you.
Bye.
That's the knitter. I had a great time. And listen, sometimes when you're in the moment, all we're here to do is paint a picture. And I was listening back to some parts of that reaction. I was giving credit to both guys. I was fascinated towards the end, though, like how good Reyes did in that fight. Like I was fascinated because I have to give Jessie this credit. The way she put it together, she put it in place where these things that she said did happen. Dominick Reyes did put him in position to win that fight. The problem is, and this is why I picked Jones by a decision, and this is where the mystical cap happens. I felt when it goes later into the fight, John Jones just gets better. His cardio is going to hold up, and I was suspect. I thought Dominick Reyes' cardio was suspect, and this proved it. Yeah. He had cardio. He had moments later on, but he didn't have enough. It is what it is. 516.
It is what it is.
522-0267. We'll do rapid fire with the calls, so try to get your point in so we get as many as we can. Sorry if we missed you guys. But this is the number 516-522-0267.
Is this Justin Jr.?
Yes, thank you guys for letting me call in. I got a couple of points to make. Can you hear me first? Check.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. First off, I noticed that basically when Jones throws oblique kicks, and we will talk about you, friend Adams Apple later. We will talk about you. John, when he throws oblique kicks, his opponents tend to freeze up, and that's not what I realized from Dominick Reyes. He came in with the right game plan, and I was talking to our ex in a PlayStation party. I was like, yes, I picked John to win, but if there's anybody that beats him at light heavy, it's Dominick Reyes, and he showed it. When John throws oblique kicks, they'll freeze up. Dominick, he consistently moved throughout the fight. That's something I realized. As the body punch, you could say was a punch or knockdown or a slip, whatever. I thought Reyes won 3-2, but however, I'm going to say this. I did not watch the fight again.
Okay.
Maybe I will look at it differently when I watch it muted with no Rogan or Anik, giving Reyes maybe too much props because we have such high narrative for John or, expectations because he is one of the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. You have such high expectations for him.
You are a big MMA fan. You have your own show. You speak to some of these elite fighters. I would say yes. Run it back and let me know what you think out of curiosity because I'm curious to think you are a knowledgeable young man. Run it back and I want your full report on what you thought the second time around. And if you think Reyes won again, we respect your opinion, especially Jesse.
Yes, and I'd like to give a couple more points though.
Okay, do it quick.
And I saw the Santos fight. I saw it with mute, no commentating, just Cruz and Melendez talking about the fight a little on their opinions, but I didn't really listen to it. Jones dominated the first two. 3, 4, 5, one of those. But this fight was controversial. I will watch it again.
Okay.
As for you, Adams, I'm disappointed. Look, Adams, I know that
Are you really going to talk about Juan Adams? I mean, this guy, like, can we be honest here? The guy's not very good.
And nobody cares.
Yeah, but I'd like to give my point on this, please. Thank you. And Adams, you showed new tricks. I saw on Jackson's Instagram you were training with John. You guys were both doing handstand.
516-522-0267. All right, try to make it quick, guys. Let's try to get him in here. Sorry, Justin, but I mean, it's just too much for me to handle.
843, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
Oh, God.
Yo, this is
Boom, roasted.
I don't really have a question.
You suck.
Wait, hold on a
Boom,
second.
roasted.
We got a donation coming in, man. Hold on.
Justin, are you homeschooled or do you just go to school and walk like a zombie? Isn't it bedtime? What do your grades look like?
Oh, man. Maybe you can answer in the chat. All right, back to the call.
Actually, Justin's grades are fantastic according to what we've learned.
Smart kid.
All right, so who is this? What's your name?
Cole Cooney.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Cooney.
Oh, Cooney.
Just wanted to say what's up. You guys are amazing. Love what you guys do and keep it up.
Oh, you're nice. Do you have any thoughts on the fights over the weekend?
I did think Reyes won, but you know, I could see how you think Jones would win.
Yeah.
So you're saying it was close?
Yeah, so
I think Cooney is on JBH's side.
Well, you're saying it's a close fight, though, right? You think Reyes won, but you think it was close, correct?
Yeah. I want to say it was a robbery. It was close, but yeah, I think Reyes won.
Fair.
Whoop, go Cooney!
Listen, it's fair. I could see the argument for both sides, sure.
Alrighty, that's all I had to say. Like I said, you guys are amazing.
All right, thanks, man.
Take care, Cooney.
You know what? I want everyone to do that. I want you to call and say how great we are. I mean, this is ridiculous. We have to put up with this stuff.
This
is ridiculous. We got to put up with you guys. Just say how brilliant we are and fantastic and wonderful. I like that. Any more? Just don't even say anything. Just say how great we are.
Yeah, and then say, all right.
All right, 516-522-0267.
617, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Yes. Fuck yes. The fucking MMA host finally fucking answered this fucking Ethiopian beautiful man.
Yes. What's your name?
Okay. Ethiopian phenomenon.
There he is.
Okay.
Listen, Mystic Moss, I love you, but you're fucking stupid.
What?
Dominick Reyes won this fucking fight. Hey, listen. Okay, so I've been training in this sport for 13 years.
Okay.
Right? Certain fighters, right? Their style is predicated upon their fighter moving forward, right?
Back up.
Hold on a second.
I wanted to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, hold that thought. We want to hear it. Lee W is coming in.
So, Mystic, you got to put your hat on for the prelims 1 of 6. Smiley face. Jesse, we know he is a bitchery. Slow, but he has a sexy beard, so he gets away with the CTE.
Listen.
I know.
Also, at first, I was thinking draw if the refs were fair, but the outcome was predictable.
Yeah, man.
5 for 5 on the main card. So the retard, slow man, 5 for 5.
He's pretty slow.
Thank you. All right, back to Mr.
Ethiopian phenomenon.
All right, back to Mr. Sexy Boy. All right, so here's the thing, right? Certain fighters, they have a style predicated upon their opponents moving forward, right? Kind of like a matador, right?
Yeah.
And they do a good job of using their forward pressure as momentum to change angles and counter them, right? Like Anderson Silva, for instance.
Yeah.
Floyd, Stephen Thompson. So forward pressure should not be a priority. It's damage and effective striking, but there is a big caveat. Texas has not adopted the modern rules, and the old rules prioritize pressure, which kind of sucks.
Oh,
but regardless, Joe Solis, he gave Jonathan Martinez fucking 30-27, which is fucking bullshit, dude. And he gave Trevor Giles the first round in that other fight against I forget his name.
Yeah,
which is also fucking bullshit.
It was a 49-46 for Solis, and he saw 4 of the rounds in favor of John Jones.
Yeah, but he's talking about the other fights on the card too.
Oh, you're talking about okay, I'm sorry.
Trevin Giles and Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm with you on that.
The first round should have gone to James Krause in the Trevin Giles fight, but I don't know, man. These fucking Mexican judges, man. I love Mexicans. Man. My girlfriend's Mexican.
But why would the Mexican go for the Mexican, like in Dominick Reyes?
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. Maybe he got jealous of him. Maybe he's like, there's jealousy, man. There's inter-ethnicity jealousy going on, man.
It's too much Mexican in that. You think that's what it was? It was just too much Mexican in that room, and he's like, "Listen, I'm the alpha here."
What it is, man.
Yeah.
He won the limelight. He's like, "Oh, this other Mexican is not stealing my shine." But anyways, I love you guys. I'm drunk as fuck tonight.
All right.
But
Dude, you're awesome.
All right, thanks for the call.
Wow, Ethiopian Phenomenon calls in for the first time.
Definitely too much Mexican going
He's
on.
always in the chat.
Good people.
And now he just called in.
Listen, I could see the argument on the other side. I watched it again, and the pressure, the aggression was in favor of Jon Jones. And if the old rules that even...
Wait, that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
He said that the old rules, that's why.
Yeah, that one judge. He was saying that one judge.
They're all going by the rules. The old rules. They're all going by it. So what the fuck are you talking about? That's what won the fight. I hate to break it to you guys. I mean, that's what won. Now, they're going to have to do something. They have to unify all the rules. They have to. I mean, it's ridiculous.
504, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
And that's that. One more call. 516-522-0267. Give us a ring. We're going to let one more in as time is winding down. And thank you. That went fast.
Yeah.
Right? The moral of the story is this. It could have went either way. It really could have. But no fix.
Hello. You have reached the operating system for the MMA Holes. Please state your name and we can transfer you to the hosts of the show.
My name is Eric.
Please wait one moment as we transfer you.
Wonderful.
270, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
This is Eric. I'm glad y'all got to get your little dance on. That was kind of cool.
What's going on, Eric?
I'm awesome, man. Look, only thing about this Jon Jones thing is it just looked bad on Jon Jones. A couple times he looked confused. He was getting the shit punched out of him. He didn't have no answer. I've never seen him really run like he did. He never had a big moment in the fight. He had like little leg kicks and stuff, you know. But man, if somebody was to watch that fight, they don't know nothing about fighting, they would have said that Jon Jones got his ass whooped. He never even really had a highlight or nothing, you know. He got knocked down. I think he got embarrassed. I think he got just straight up beat.
All right.
I mean, I don't really see how. I never saw him. Even the rounds they say he won were so close. I don't know, man. I think he got handled. That's just my opinion.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Wonderful.
All right. So yeah, if you look at the numbers, you might agree with them too. Now, Kevin from Chicago said it was completely dominated, right? Listen. Total strikes 119 to 107 in favor of Dominick Reyes. 116 significant strikes to 104 in favor of Dominick Reyes, and then you got the 2 takedowns. These are very misleading.
Mm-hmm.
Very misleading. Now, if I would have looked at these numbers and watching the fight one time, the first time, I would be like, what is going on? This is crazy. But like I said before, at the beginning of the show, I watched it again, and I saw something completely different. You got the significant strikes by position, 109 to 101. You have the clinch, 7 to 3. Like, it's all over the place. Everything is just in favor of Dominick Reyes. If you're looking at this, you could say that, but it's just so weird. Watching this fight back and saying that Jon Jones got dominated, I mean, it is one. I told my father today, I said it reminded me of the Mandela effect. That's what it reminded me of. Like, it's like something.
Because you thought you saw one thing and then
I don't know. It fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like watching it the first night and saying, "Oh my God, he got robbed," and I picked Jon Jones by a decision. I should have been celebrating. And then watching it the second night, I'm like, is this the same fight? I urge you, if you just watch this once and you're all like, "Oh my God," or either way, whatever way you pick this fight, okay, watch it back again and tell me if you see the same thing. This is one of those fights that was a great fight. And I was just lost in the moment, just spitting out what I saw. And then emotionally saying, oh my God, Reyes won that fight. Not using my brain and seeing what Jon Jones did there. Make no mistake, Dominick Reyes did everything he could do to win that fight. He looked fantastic. But Jon Jones just did a little bit more. That's my opinion. Final thought, Jesse?
I disagree, Moss. I still think Dominick Reyes won the fight. I will say I agree with you that it feels like you watched a different fight when you watch it the second time around. Because I watched it the second time around with you. And there were rounds that normally I wouldn't have given to Jones that I gave to Jones the second time. So I will argue that John Jones may have won a couple rounds, but I still think Dominick Reyes won.
Now you need to back up.
All right, there we go.
Too.
We got a donation coming in. Thoughtful.
Lee W sucks, BG sucks, Kevin is dumb as shit, and Justin kill yourself. Fuck you all.
Oh my God. Thoughts of all in chat. Jesus, Jesse. Sorry, back to you.
That's really messed up, man.
All right. We have another donation coming in. We'll let that one play, and then we'll see you on Wednesday. We got Wednesday. Oh, man, we got a lot of show. Wednesday, Thursday. And here's the thing. Wednesday, we'll get into the card coming up this weekend. Also, Bare Knuckle FC. There's a cool fight coming up this weekend. A friend of the show, Caleb Harris, is fighting Jim Allers for the tournament action. And Bare Knuckle, I'm really excited about this.
Boom, roasted. You suck. Boom, roasted.
Renee Diggler.
Jones/Reyes was a bit like Izzy, Silva, lots of tactical and mind games, with pops of action, like these slugs fest or bloodbaths we are always hyped up for. It really is up for perception. And fuck glad I am not a judge.
I agree, man.
You know what's funny?
Judges take a lot of heat.
Yeah, judges, no one, I mean, we can all agree on that. Who the hell wants to be a judge?
Yeah.
Or a ref?
Yeah.
They got the shittiest job in the building. But
they're always criticized. They're always, everyone always lights them on fire for making a move that they wouldn't have made, right? So, and it comes to the territory. I think they know that though. That's that's why they do it.
To the point of Izzy versus Silva, I thought that fight was boring as all hell. I really did. I thought it was horrific, that fight. This fight on Saturday, this is fire. I mean, if anyone thought that fight was boring on Saturday, they need their head examined. I thought it was fantastic. I really did. Reyes had his moments. Jones had his moments in it. Reyes, let me put it this way, too. Reyes had certain moments that were big. Like when Reyes cracked John, you could see that John felt that. When John was cracking Reyes, you didn't see it as much. I just felt that he controlled the fight. That's it. Anyway, let's keep the discussion going in the comments section down below. And if you're listening on Podbean and iTunes, thank you for doing that. Let us know in the comments on Podbean and iTunes. You guys don't say shit over there. So if you're listening to the audio versions, smash a little heart. Say your comments. Tell us how much you love us. And Jesse, say those magic words.
Don't be an a-hole.